Alright, let's get into it. Let's go. Let's get ready. Alright. Pirate Software is destroying his career live.
This streamer has been destroying his career over the last few months, as for some reason there's just like this massive disconnect between his audience and the internet and
his massive fat ego. Alright, here we go. Pirate Software, aka Thor, getting ratioed by reality in real time. Uh-oh.
him. And he might have just put his career in jeopardy by breaking Twitch's terms of service
Pirate
and
slop,
potentially
yeah.
committing fraud. And I mean, overall, this has just been one of the craziest domino effects of nothing burgers that I've seen.
Not admitting you suck at WoW. Potentially committing fraud? Wait, this is new to me. What happened?
In a long time. But as usual, he doesn't even understand why people are frustrated with him to begin with. Essentially, what's been happening to his career over the last few months is death by a million cuts. There is no massive drama or controversy that has really caused all of this.
He's
It's
bleeding
rather just
out,
countless
sucks,
moments of him
sucks to
messing
suck.
up and refusing to acknowledge any of his mistakes whatsoever. And then, when he refuses to acknowledge any mistake, he then doubles down and tries to gaslight everyone by saying, actually, I'm the one who's right.
Actually, I'm the one who's right. I have an ego. I can't be wrong.
No matter what. I mean, if
almost like he's
Pirate
a
Software was
woman.
placed on an island with a rock and whoever admitted they were wrong first would get to leave the island, they would both be stuck there forever. So obviously, today we're talking about the streamer by the name of Pirate Software. And to give you a very brief backstory, he left his entire team to die in a video game where you only have one life. He constantly critiques games and their development.
And again, ultimately, at the end of the day, this doesn't really matter. And if you just took the L, just like everybody else did, and didn't make a spectacle out of it, nobody would really care about this and would brush it off and be like, who cares?
Developers even attacking a whole movement that
want me to
protects
do?
older games
I
from
got
becoming
no
outdated.
mana.
He seems to have some god complex he acquired because he worked at Blizzard as a website security guy. And also,
I worked at
by the
Blizzard,
way,
did you
if you
know
didn't
that?
know, he's definitely worked at Blizzard. Oh, and he also worked as a person who detected cheaters in their games, which is kind of ironic considering recently he was exposed for blatantly cheating in puzzle games. Basically, he was on his phone during the stream and suddenly went, "Oh, I know the answer." And everyone was like, "Well, is that because you Googled it, dude?" So
And this was because they scrutinized his gameplay and the puzzle game that he was doing, the VOD of the puzzle game that he was trying to solve was from months and months ago before this drama even happened, and nobody cared. It's that people are putting him under a microscope and pulling everything apart, and they're like, "Oh wait, this guy actually kind of cheated." Again, you don't get this much backlash for no reason. When your own chat is memeing on you with like Manajan shit, like maybe take the L? I don't know.
Pirate then responded via stream and said that he did not cheat and seemed pretty taken aback that people even thought that he would ever cheat.
Why did you cheat in Outer Wilds? What? How the hell would you cheat in that game? Bro, we played it all live on stream. Alright.
We all saw you pulling out your phone and acting like you weren't looking at your phone the whole time. And then having a eureka moment, man. Look, everybody's cheated at something. I got caught cheating in an exam when I was like 15. It's really not that big of a deal. I did the same thing as he did. I put my iPod in my lap. And then I used the calculator instead of doing it like manually. I used it in my lap. Did you know my mom cheated on one of her exams too in university? She wrote the what is it called? The answers or some cheat facts on her skirt leg, and she bumped it up to read it, and one of the examiners, this is like, hand to God, this is a real story. My mom could retell it one day on stream, or I'll record it and get her to tell it. But she said she wrote it on her leg, like on her thigh, and the guy saw her doing it and started like telling her to like make it stop being so obvious. He was like, he saw her doing it because they walked down the aisle up and down, right? And then she's like looking up at him. She's like 18 or 19 years old, and she's like, no, he's gonna try and rat on me, and he didn't. Yeah, ha ha ha, you try to fool me, young lady. But anyway, this all circles back to the fact that it's okay. It's okay. At least, like, you didn't, like, lie and say, oh, I wasn't cheating when you get caught red-handed.
Right, bud.
Yeah.
It's a wild-ass thing to say.
Everybody's done
Essentially, this dude is a love child of hypocrisy and deniability. Oh, and
Makes
again,
you
did
more
I mention
relatable
that he worked
anyway.
at Blizzard?
I was watching a video that was...
No, I can't handle this. I saw this a week ago and this shit made me crash out.
critiquing you for mentioning you work at Blizzard so much. I literally never talked about it.
never talk about it.
When I worked at Blizzard, I did that for Blizzard. Blizzard 7 years. Blizzard. I used to work at Blizzard Entertainment. Used to work at Blizzard Entertainment. Your red team specialist for Blizzard Entertainment. And Blizzard. Because having worked at Blizzard. I grew up at Blizzard.
I don't think I'm better than other people. There's a lot of people that brought that up. And it's like, I never said that I was. I think sometimes the things that I talk about in regards to those types of things is misconstrued as arrogance or boasting.
So then why do you bring it up at every opportunity, or at least at every opportunity you can take? Did you know I work for Blizzard?
In reality, I'm just trying to give context.
So that is the problem right there. So I want you to listen to this phrase. This gets misconstrued as arrogance, but in reality, it's this.
Yeah.
That is the most arrogant statement on the planet, bro.
But I guess things have just got...
Dude, when Dr. K tells you, like, maybe you have an ego problem, or it's narcissistic, and it's like, no, I don't. No.
A whole lot worse, because it was like...
Dude, if Dr. K called me out, I'd feel so ashamed, but I guess narcissists don't realize that. They don't feel shame.
Weeks ago, since we made a 14-minute long video discussing most of this stuff. If you thought things were bad 2 weeks ago, they've got a whole lot worse. I mean, you have dudes who've been making, 14 videos in a row on essentially everything this guy has done since then. So, apparently a lot is going on. And we'll talk about that channel in a little bit, because Pirate has actually responded to some of the allegations from that channel. But either way, Pirate has received a lot of attention in the last...
And harassment. I totally think that it's valid to ban people that harass him constantly and say, like, oh, you deserve the worst and blah, blah, blah. But people coming in and saying, like, manage him, and then you instantly ban them, I think that you're being really fragile. I don't know. I mean, again... You're a streamer, it sucks, like, I get it, but if you didn't, like, make it, like, your entire thing and just let it go, I don't think it would be that bad to begin with. This all started from a stupid World of Warcraft incident.
Last couple of months.
It exposed
and I think
you.
it's the wrong kind, not the one that he wanted, because he's lost nearly 250,000 subscribers on YouTube and over
Oh my god, that's insane.
100,000 followers on Twitch, which is absolutely insane. I mean, you would think...
Keep in mind, that means that the people that were watching him actually had their... Like, they almost as much as your whole channel. Yeah, I have, 310,000 or 20,000? That's insane.
With the losses like that he would be guilty of something crazy.
Combined.
But instead, as I kind of hinted to previously, it's just kind of like death by 1,000 cuts. And it's not even real cuts. It's just like paper cuts that he won't take any accountability for. So our question for today is, why did all this happen? Well, this all came because Pirate Software, he was streaming on April 1st of this year and accidentally leaked a message between him and his moderator that suggests that he encouraged him to gift paid subscriptions and bits. Bits, by the way, are Twitch's currency. It's like a form of donating on Twitch.
For those that are on YouTube, this is $10, this is $50, this is $100. Purple one is $1, this is a cent.
And I get to many of you guys, this would be extremely confusing. Why would a streamer want their moderator to be giving them money? To simplify things, there's a feature on Twitch called a hype train.
A hype train. Essentially, the more you get donations or gifts in a short amount of time, it raises the level of this hype train.
And on April 1st of this year, Pirate broke a record for the longest Twitch hype train.
Last year, on April 1st, back in 2024, Twitch's hype train record smashed again by Pirate Software. And they go into detail about Pirate breaking the Twitch hype train world record, with his channel reaching level 106 on April 1st. Once the hype train was initiated, it took Hall roughly 3 hours to beat his previous level 55 world record from December, with viewers contributing 380 gifted subs, alongside regular subscriptions, and 8.2 million bits, likely earning Hall a healthy six-figure sum in the
That's insane, dude.
process.
So why does this matter? Well, on April 1st of this year, Pirate Software went live with the intention of beating this record again, because it had been beaten by another streamer by the name of Vidal. Randomly, during his stream, he accidentally opened his Discord
Vidal.
chat with his moderator.
I wished I could place my head between them and go full burr mode and make... What?
Uh-oh.
Oh my god. Did 50k bits at 20 seconds left. Okay, what is the alt account? Serendipitous Bean. Where's the beef? By the way, chat, 50,000 bits, that's $500. That's a lot. That's a lot.
Yeah.
And you can't even say that he faked. This is a fake screenshot. He literally tabbed into it. Look, it's clear as day. He tabbed into it. This is not a fake screenshot.
Yeah. So, as you can see, some tomfoolery was happening. Out of all the chat logs for him to open on stream, he literally opens the chat log where he's communicating with a moderator of donating money to keep the hype train going, and the mod even states which account he's donating through, called Serendipitous Bean. And then, to make things worse, they try to make that account look like it's not the moderator who's donating all this money to keep the hype train going and for him to inevitably beat that record. Yeah, that doesn't look great. So now, he's not only allegedly cheating in puzzle-solving games, but also allegedly cheating for Twitch donation records.
Again, at the end of the day, if it was just one thing, it wouldn't be that big of a deal. It's the accumulative, like, pattern recognition that people notice, that if you are a scumfuck once, you're being a little scummy little fucky-wucky, it's probably gonna keep happening. Like, fool me once, shame on me. It's happening over and over and over again. Also, AG, thank you so much for the 1,000 videos. I appreciate it.
Now, he just responded to those allegations that were originally, from what I know, brought into the spotlight by the YouTuber Quintheo. So here, we're going off of screenshots that Awk20,000 took from Pirate's Discord. But here, you can see that Pirate added everyone in his Discord and said, a content creator called Quintheo is continuously farming ad revenue by making...
Why would you talk about it? This guy unironically has no, like, sense of... You're so fragile. Why would you bring it up?
False claims and drama content about him. Recently, he claimed that Kronos broke TOS by giving bits/subs to the Giga Train in April. Kronos used his own money to do this and can do what he likes with that money. Below is some information with receipts about all of that to refute.
But he's one of the only streamers that pays his own moderation team. Even if you argue saying that it's, you know, it's his own money, he can do what he wants, you pay them.
The false claims about the situation. The creator has changed his entire brand into Pirate Software hate content for profit, as shown in image 4. Prior to this year's April 1st Giga Train going live, I made the announcement that I would be receiving 0% of the profits. Of the profits from the train, 50% would be going to the moderation team and 50% would be given to the ferret rescue. This announcement was made on March 29th.
But you still gain something out of it. It's a big clout thing. You can't say it doesn't benefit you in any way whatsoever. Yeah. Even if it's true, even if he does give 50% to a ferret rescue and 50% to the moderation team, that still doesn't not benefit you in any way. As a note, his ferret rescue isn't an actual rescue. It's officially a business he owns. Wait. So it's not like a charity thing? He owns that? Oh no, I'm not a tax expert or anything like that, but that's still not a great look. Yeah. I don't know how how businesses work. I'm just an anime girl, but that's still kind of an oof moment. I think that's a little bit fishy, no?
2025. So the community was well informed of this, which was then cut in half to 915 because
this is all just a bunch of verbal diarrhea and explanations, all to say, no, my mod wasn't directed to do this. What are you talking about? This money wasn't actually like, it was split 3 ways, blah 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 blah. He can do whatever he wants with his money, even though I pay him a salary. I'm assuming it's a salary, right?
Was given to the rescue.
Yeah, and why the fake username? Why do you have an alt account to disguise it? It's so strange to me. Like, okay, fine, your mod. I've had mods donate before. I've had mods like give me like 5 gifted subs. It's not that big of a deal. But at the end of the day, this was during a hype train too. This is the biggest hype train that was ever created on Twitch, apparently.
And split 15 ways to all staff members as $61. All staff are paid in USD and must convert to their own currency, which is another loss on top of this. Each conversion reduces the total income for any divided staff member that wishes to do this. And he sums it up with the TLDR that no, Cronus was not directed to do this. He was not compensated for this. Yes, he lost money from doing this. No, the Twitch TOS was not broken, no matter how many people try to claim otherwise. You now have the receipts and the math to prove this. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Okay. Well, what stands out for me here is why didn't he address, them purposely plotting to donate under another account than Kronos' main account to keep the train alive? It just seems dishonest for your mod to be donating under a fake account.
And under the perception that you need to keep the hype train going instead of just being happy with how far the hype train is at. Isn't it just strange? Yeah. This was during his attempt to regain the record from Neuro, not the first one, I believe. Well, then what's to say that he hasn't done it before? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you catch them doing this once on the second time. What makes you think they didn't do this on the first one? No, this was the first one from last year. Oh, this was the first one from last year. So that makes it even worse, right? Is it not? At any rate, it's a pattern of behavior. It's not a good thing.
It even says in the bio that he was a friend of Kronos and not Kronos himself. And another interesting point is Quinthio, he said in the comments of one of his videos that he had talked to Kronos. And here he claims that Kronos said that he wasn't reimbursed. But according to Thor's response here, Kronos would have actually received $2,500, which would make him almost fully reimbursed here. But Pirate follows up that first message with this. Now for the 1-2 punch against this BS. Quinthio's Discord has people actively doxing me in it. Okay, that's really bad. His moderation team is aware of this and has been encouraging it as shown in the images. They have also been digging into Shay and her job as a secondary attack.
Okay, that's retarded. You're a fucking retard for doing this. Yeah, if you do this in my fucking mod team or anywhere else, like not even as a moderator, I would freaking perma ban you. Get the frick out. Allegedly. Well, I'm just reading this. Actually, a very big house. I don't know. Space above Farrah can most likely see the rain Lamau. I can't really read the messages.
And image 1, Shelf Related, who is a mod, asks for doxing info directly. We've forwarded all of this to Discord Trust and Safety as a result. We've also banned all the users that were taking part of this from our Discord. Yeah, I mean, if this is true, that's not cool at all. Like, no matter what you think about a creator, you should never be posting their address or work address on the internet. Nor should you really have a scavenger hunt within your public Discord to try to find it. That just comes across as extremely obsessive and creepy. Now, I'm only taking Pirate's word for that here because I haven't been inside of Quinthio's Discord to see what was actually going on.
And Pirate also has lied before.
But if that's true, that's definitely not a good look. Then, Pirate's last message in this series of posts said, "No, Quinthio, my address is not public information, and your users are distributing it on your Discord while the mods encourage it. They didn't just go after me and Shay either, they went after our moderation team too, as shown here. You cannot BS this away. Leave me and my team alone." I mean, that's fair. Like, Pirate has plenty of public actions and statements that are free game to critique all you want, but you shouldn't be going for their addresses no matter what. And come on, I mean, that shouldn't even be a hot take. Honestly, it's just crazy that things snowballed to this point for him, as this dude's YouTube channel and career in general is just in freefall as we speak. as I previously mentioned, he's lost over 250,000 subs and over 100,000 followers on Twitch. Like, that is insane. It went from some awful World of Warcraft classic plays, which he refused to admit any fault to, and then he just like slowly cascaded into more and more small things that he messed up and wouldn't admit any fault to, because the WoW situation then turned into the stop killing game situation, which then brought the spotlight to his own video game and then another game studio that he used to be associated with called
And then his coding too. People don't forget, lest we forget, the coding Jesus also broke it down with a bunch of other coders, and they said it was just a bunch of BS. Like, that's why his game is taking so long to release. Which is fine, again. He's more focused on streaming, but the fact that you're trying to, like, guise yourself as, like, this giga hacker and that you know how to, like, code and you code on stream, it doesn't give you, like, a good look to anyone else that actually knows what they're talking about. It seems very disingenuous and clout chasey.
Off-brand games, because as a month ago he had to completely step back from that game studio, as he announced here, and Ludwig, who is one of the founders of that studio, thanked him for doing so. And that then brings us to Pirate's game called Heartbound. This game has been in production for a very long time, and Pirate has not been silent about criticizing other games in the past, like Undertale, who many claim his game has taken a lot of inspiration from.
Undertale is the best example of this. Undertale is made by Toby Fox. Undertale is a brilliant goddamn game. It's very good. It's also coded like shit.
Yeah, but it also took him 2 years and not... How long's the game been out for? Like 6 years or 7 years? Heartbound has been in, like, development for 7 years.
And that's fine. If you look at the decompiles that people have done of Undertale, you'll find that there are rooms that have hundreds of if statements checking the same value, then it sets it to 0, then it checks it again before doing anything.
Yeah, and it
Meaning
works.
all of those if statements did nothing except for take processing power.
He also doesn't... The guy that made Undertale doesn't claim to be an amazing coder and that he works for Blizzard. Or, sorry, worked for Blizzard. You can be a noob coder and create a game that people love. Like, it's not a one-to-one.
There are sections of the game that show, like, oh, here's an example. All the dialogue in all of Undertale is in a single switch case statement in one object.
Okay.
Thousands and thousands of cases long. Single object, all of the dialogue in the game. Hard-coded into that object. Insane. Insane behavior. But it doesn't matter. You can be bad at programming and make a brilliant game that changes the entire industry.
So obviously,
Sure.
if you're talking like that, you better have some really good code when it comes to your game. And to even double down on that, Pirate went on to say that his game was uncrackable. You could not pirate his game, which someone proved to be wrong very quickly. In this pretty viral thread on Twitter, the user by the name of Peach2K2
I read this thread. I didn't understand most of it because I'm not into coding, but still, in the layman's terms, it's very embarrassing.
pointed out that the code is messy and badly organized. It has lots of inconsistent formatting, confusing variable names, and missing comments make it hard to follow. Essentially, Peach here waved a red flag about Pirate Software's technical skills and professionalism when it comes to coding games. And this also caused more people from the game dev community to start looking into this guy's code. And this includes a guy that goes by Coding Jesus. And here he made a 14-minute video where he essentially says the code of his game is embarrassing.
I watched it.
Honestly, if I was claiming I'm a game developer with 20 years of experience, this would be embarrassing to have online.
So Pirate...
And again, at the end of the day, the fact that he toted himself as this amazing guy who hacked for the government, he worked for Blizzard, his dad was one of the founding members of Blizzard Entertainment before it was even named Blizzard Entertainment. The fact that he has a ferret rescue that's not actually a charity rescue and it's a business that he owns, and it's just social engineering. If he was just honest with himself and he was an honest villain, I don't think people would give him as much shit as they would. Yeah, he basically did reverse social engineering at his job.
Took offense to that, and he went on to claim that his game Heartbound, it was coded so well that it could run on a smart fridge to show its efficiency. But it turns out the game was allegedly ran on a PC and mirrored to the fridge screen.
It is irrelevant to increase...
This, again, this whole thing, he literally lied again. Like, imagine, I take my phone and I port it on the screen of my fridge, and my stream is like, yeah, well, you know, the Samsung fridge can run this entire stream without any lag. It's like, yeah, because you fucking ported it. You have a computer attached projecting it onto the fucking fridge screen. That doesn't mean the fridge is amazing and that the fucking stream code is amazing or whatever.
Performance on a game that runs on a smart fridge.
The day my devastating video on Pirate Software's slop lighting system dropped, he did an 8-hour cope stream, justifying the slop by referring to the fact that his game runs on a smart fridge. So let's analyze what's really going on. Here's the video of Heartbound running, quote-unquote, on a smart fridge. Let's rewind a little. What do we notice here?
It's a boot up!
We notice that the game is actually being run.
It's connected. It's connected to a fucking...
on a laptop and streamed to the fridge using a Raspberry Pi device. If we zoom in a little closer, you can see it says connecting to Heartbridge, which is the name of the laptop and the hotspot connection he set up. In this case, the screen simply acts as a controller. Everything is running on the laptop, and the actual output is just being streamed back to the smart fridge. The fridge isn't computing anything itself.
You can fucking do that. You can play WoW on this fucking fridge if you have a computer that can run... If you have a laptop that can run WoW, as long as you can project it.
Emphasize this. Here's a video of a washing machine running Death Stranding.
So when your game runs at perfect performance on a smart fridge inside of a Lowe's, come back and talk shit.
So...
And again, the fact that you fucking lied and you're betting, you're hedging your bets on stupid people buying your story because they don't know what they're talking about, and someone who actually knows what they're talking about proves you're wrong, and your only retort is to say that they are just farming you for views is insanely absurd to me. It's disgusting, genuinely. I feel like if I did something to that extent, my chat would immediately call me out and be like, actually, Alana, you're a fucking liar.
Pirate made that video revolving the fridge, and we already saw Coding Jesus' response. So I guess, again, he made some weird response to try to make himself look like a genius. It's never that serious, and I'm very confused on why he's trying so hard to come across as like the smartest dude in the room. Because by trying to do so, he's kind of proving to the world that he's not that. I mean, the dude is just actively destroying his career live by continuing to double down rather than admit fault and fixing mistakes. Because, like, imagine if his response was, yeah, this is my first game, I'm trying my best here, thank you guys for supporting me, rather than allegedly staging this whole Best Buy refrigerator clip, which he only...
The fact that he put in effort to do that and finding someone to go out and set this up just to farm views on YouTube on shorts to prove everyone I actually know what I'm talking about. My game actually runs on a fridge. Like, you are off your fucking rocker, dude. Yo, Riri! Thank you so much for the raid. What's up? How are you doing? We're just talking about pirate poopware. Pirate liarware, actually.
He got caught doing because he was being sloppy in a similar way that he got caught with the whole donation train thing. Either way, though, I mean, this dude is guilty of committing cringe, but under no circumstances should he nor anyone close to him be doxxed. But I mean, hey, at least he didn't get like $6 billion in contracts and build only half a house like Akon did in Africa, because that's just an insane story that I would recommend you guys checking out there. But other than that, hey, if you're new here, feel free to subscribe, drop a like on this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.
Peace! Yo, what up? Riri! What's up? What's up? What's up? Yeah, basically, long story short, bro had one of the biggest platforms for a streamer and a YouTuber. He farmed that shit for so long. You had respect. You had a following. People orbited you. You won a bunch of awards, too, to top it off. He won, like, streamer awards and, like, coding gamer of the year. You won over Beetle, by the way, who actually codes on stream and people respect him for what he does. And you won over that, and then you just lord it over everyone and say like, oh well, I need zero accountability, and I worked for Blizzard. Did you know that? His ego unironically collapsed faster than his freaking raid group on World of Warcraft. Again, this is why I humble myself And I remind myself that being relatable is more important than being feared and respected by everybody. Because at the end of the day, this guy lied for fake respect. It's disgusting. You are so dishonest.